Hey, Model S owners, Viento body kits. This is a great diffuser. We've been selling dozens and dozens of them. Very easy to put on, but now we are proud to introduce our Viento body kit replacement diffuser. I mean, look at this. This is the bomb. It's awesome. Great quality carbon fiber. Uses all existing hardware to be installed, and it replaces your entire stock diffuser, which again you could turn around and sell it on eBay or something. And it's affordable. It's in stock now, and we got glossy and matte finishes. But look at how this looks on the sides, and we're going to show you a lot of pictures. We've got it installed on our white S. Now we're going to put it on this beautiful black. Thanks again, and check out this video. Installation, removal, should be about 45 minutes from beginning to end, and we're going to show you next in our real-time installation. Thanks for watching. Also, check out all of these locking clips. So again, each one of these tabs is going to be inserted into the stock hardware locations of the Model S, all the grommet holes, everything. So we've got the overlay, and now the full replacement, even with the cover here for the tow hook. Everything's going to be installed. We're going to show that video right now.
Okay, we're going to break this down into three sections. The first is going to be taking the original bumper off, and you're going to open up the trunk. You're going to remove the sill plates. Now this is just snapping right on, holding on, and it comes right off. So that's a big sill plate cover. Then we're going to go inside of the right and left side to remove one 10mm bolt. And it's a little tucked away, hidden inside. We're going to show you how to do that next. And that's all you have to do inside the trunk area. Once you get this bolt loose, or the nut, excuse me, make sure you don't drop it. So you notice how we kept it right in the socket. It's got a big head on it. It's a flange nut, but it is a 10mm, and just don't drop it down inside. It'll be really hard to get out, but it can be removed once the bumper is off. You'll find it down below. Here's a nice close-up. We were able to put the camera way inside. So it's got a nice flat head on it. We use an extension and a 10mm. And then when you get it really close, make sure you grab it. Don't let it fall down inside like we're about to. You'll see here we had to use a magnet to fish it out, but it's okay. You'll find it down below if you do drop it. Okay, next is the fender liners. We're going to have to take a couple of the grommets out of the fender liners here so we can get to the screw that holds the rear corner panel to the bumper. Now underneath, we've got three 10mm bolts or large screws on each side. On the right and the left side, our passenger driver's side. Just unscrew all three of these. Easy to do. Okay, next is the access panel. So there's no tow hitch on the Model S, but you got to remove the access panel. So just turn those two screws, pull this straight off. This just gives you access inside if you ever need it. Okay, next is the bumper removal. We recommend you use some tape and put it on the quarter panel and the area above the bumper, all the way up to the trunk. You don't want to scratch this with any sharp edges or the teeth that are going to be on the bumper. Now you're going to pull the bumper away slowly, and it will come off just like this as long as you got the bolt out of the right and left side inside the trunk. And the bottom will release as well. So just be very gentle with it to the right side, to the left side. And if you took that threaded screw out from the wheel well, there's one on each side like we showed you really quickly. Everything will release. That's the one that's behind the fender liner. So anyway, just keep watching this whole video. We'll be showing you again when we put it back in. Once that screw is gone right there from behind his hand, the bumper literally unsnaps. Okay, that was the passenger side. Now on the driver's side, we're going to show you a little better angle. So underneath, we're getting it free from the fender liner and just tugging on it, and it is all urethane plastic. It'll come right off. Okay, so now the passenger side and the driver's side are loose, and you just want to wiggle a little bit. Now you're going to have electronics here. You're going to have possible sensors for ultrasonics, and you got to be gentle when you pull it off. Don't pull it off too far. Okay, once the bumper is removed, you're going to see here, we're going to give it this final tug away from the vehicle. You want to make sure you don't move it very far because you're going to have ultrasonic sensors in there if your car is older. Even older vehicles will have the radar, sonar sensors. So you're going to have to disconnect the quick clips. We have one here on each side. And once we get that off, then all the wires are free and clear and you're able to remove the bumper completely. Okay, this quick section here is going to show you how to take the bottom half of the bumper off, which is the diffuser. It's a ABS plastic piece mounted to the urethane bumper. So you're going to need a power tool with a 10mm socket, and there's two bolts going through the bumper into the diffuser, and there's J-nuts. So you got to take those J-nuts off and slide them off after you hit those two screws. Again, once you remove the screws, you see here the J-nuts right here. Just got to spread them out and slide them off. We're going to use them on the carbon fiber diffuser. And then we have to get all the tabs loose. Now there's about 15 or 20 tabs. And these plastic tabs are just locked in place. So you're going to use a screwdriver. You're going to push the top of it apart and then wiggle it away from the bumper. Now the bumper is urethane, so it's very flexible, and the stock diffuser is as well. But, excuse me, you can see here that we're using a flathead, and we just kind of push it in, and that will allow the tab to be pulled loose. So you notice once we wiggle it, you can push the tab back through, and then you tug on the diffuser. So it's kind of like a process of loosening one, pulling one down, loosening one, pulling it away. So you'll see here live how we're going through it all.
Fucking that up.
So you can see here how the plastic tabs lock in place, and you literally can hear how it unsnaps as you loosen it and then pop it by twisting it away. And once you get halfway, go to the other side and go to the extreme area by the fender liner and start doing the same thing. Just wiggle these pieces back and forth until you can pull the tab out of the bumper. Okay, when you get to the center, it'll separate from the bumper. We didn't get a good shot of that, but you'll see here in the next shot, we're going to have the carbon fiber piece right next to it. We're going to show you how to connect it next.
Bobby's like filming vertically. I don't know.
I just push this. Yeah, I just try to. If you can just push that middle one.
Hold with your arm, just hold that up.
Okay, so you can see here at the bottom of the screen is the carbon fiber diffuser. And now we're trying to line it up with the stock bumper opening tabs. And it's a matter of lining them up and pushing them through. And then they will lock themselves in place. So you can hear everything as we did it and understand what it's like, because you really have to push on the flexible bumper and push these tabs through itself. The tabs are now in the carbon fiber diffuser, sticking outward.
Crack? No, it's good.
Okay, now you can see we're working ourselves away from the access panel towards the tow hook area. And again, now carbon fiber is very rigid, but you notice the bumper. As the installer is holding the bumper with his right hand, he's able to flex it and bend it and move it around. That's the only way you can get these tabs to find their way through the slots. So you see right there in his left hand, he has the slot, and right below it is the tab. It has to be lined up perfectly, so you have to bend the bumper slightly around and then push downward, and it will lock in when it goes through the slot. Now that side was easy. We're going to go over to the driver's side now.
Yep.
And you can hear what's going on.
Yeah, I'd let it just go down. Then we can push on itself.
So you can see how this seems almost impossible to do because you have the curved area not sitting on a flat surface. So in the next shot, we're going to show you how you need to set it down on the table. And once you have a firm surface, it's a lot easier. As you can see, the installers are holding the back of the diffuser up, supporting it. And now we're pushing down to get those tabs to come through. So it does take time, but it will work because the bumper is flexible and the carbon fiber is rigid. Okay, here you can see we're putting the J-clip on, the two back in place, tapping them in. Now that's going to hold it real tight and squeeze the new diffuser to the bumper, and all the other tabs are in place. So again, once you get the tabs that pop through, you'll see how they're locking in place, and all this will make a lot of sense.
It's too long.
Too long, yeah. You can cut. Damn. This is sort of way in, you know? Oh no, I think I don't know. Yeah, it'll work. Okay, keep it going. We're pushing the plastic on that side. Yeah. Guess it's totally correct. Alright, now, Bubby, you want to come around the back side? We'll check.
Okay, now you want to walk around the other side, and you'll see how if every tab is pushed in, it will be completely flush. There won't be any gap, and right in the middle here above the access panels where those two screws are. So that's what's pinching it together. This is all holding it together. You'll have the wire mesh at the bottom, and then you are set to go to reinstall it. Now this brand new Model S does not have the ultrasonic sensors, but it does have the sonar dual mounting packs that are inside of the bumper. So before we connect these four tabs, we have to reconnect the electronics that you might have disconnected, which will vary slightly from car to car. Okay, now when you approach the car, we're going to put the two threaded bolt studs back through the two holes that we removed the nuts from. Then we're going to go underneath and we're going to put the four tabs in. There's four tabs on each side of the center or the access panel. So those tabs are going to line straight up, and you're going to push it straight in, straight towards the front part of the vehicle. And here you can see we're just making little adjustments to make sure that the openings are there and there's not going to be any issues. Now this is on the driver's side, right behind the wheel. What we're doing is we're pushing the center of the tabs. The female side have the centered tabs. When we pulled them out, they came with it. So just push these back inside. They'll straighten out and they will connect with the male side that's going to come in from the carbon fiber. So the four tabs on the carbon are going to go straight through those slots now that those plastic tabs aren't sticking downward. So you may have them hanging downward from when you took them out. Okay, so now we're going to line it up. I'm just going to slide them straight in like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side. Push them all the way in. We're going to make sure the access panel screws. So we're going to plug those two holes up there with the original access panels. We'll show you that in a minute. And you can see that everything has to line up properly. And then you're going to slide it all the way into the slots. So let's keep going. And again, by just tapping it in, it's going to go all the way in. And then the holes are going to line up, everything will fit perfect. Okay, back on top now. We'll have the bumper will all line up, and we'll put the screws back in last inside of the fender liner area. Just make sure everything's lined up. Make sure your tape is in place. And then again, all these just snap right in. We should have got a little better angle, but there's a lot of plastic clips inside. It locks straight in, and it'll be flush and perfect. Then we're going to put the screws through that were in the fender liner that we skipped through a little too quick before. And last will be the nuts inside the trunk. So you can see how you can get it right up to it. It just snaps right in. Just tap, tap, tap. Nothing sharp. Nothing's going to scratch the paint. Push it back in. It's all catching with clips. So it's super easy. And the diffuser looks amazing. Just keep tapping until they all lock in place. And next is back inside the trunk. You got to get that nut, thread it on the stud or screw that's sticking through the hole, and tighten it back up.
That's tight. This will be fun. That's good.
Still here?
Yes, I got it. Okay. Chicken burger, baby.
Why don't you push it?
Yeah, if you could, please. You gotta push hard right here. Hold on. I'll break it. Cool. That's it.
Okay, now back underneath, we're going to put the 3 nuts back on in the standard location. So you'll notice here we've got the same hardware location, and we're just tightening up the same 10mm screws that we took out. So you're going to use the existing locations and just tighten it up nicely and snug. And again, there's 2 or 3 on each side. I think when we took it out, we had 3. When we put it back in, we're going to use 2 of the 3 holes. And you have an extra screw left over. And that'll fit great. And then same thing on the other side. And you want to get it all the way up. So
It's like it's in. These. Sorry.
So alignment is key to get these screws going right through, because you're going through the carbon fiber and you're also going to be catching it on the male side underneath. It can be plastic or it could be a metal female plate. So wiggle them around a little bit. Try it with a screwdriver head first. You can see how that pulled it away slightly. And then once it catches, it goes straight through and it'll be locked in place. Now don't over torque and crack the carbon fiber. You can hear how we back off every time we start to make physical contact. We don't want to crack it by over tightening. Now here we're using a rivet gun, and we've got a hole going through this rear quarter panel area, and we're riveting it through and into the rear bumper. Here you can see we're tapping through. Same thing, we're tapping through the underside plastic area, and then we'll use the rivet tool here as well. Again, this will really help to squeeze the panels together. So the carbon fiber piece should have a hole, and that's where you tap through into the plastic, and then the rivet gun to follow. Okay, and lastly is the bolt or screw inside the fender liner. This is a T25, I believe. You'll see right here we're going to be pulling the fender liner back, putting the screw up into this plastic area. It's yellow, and then you're going to thread it all the way in. Now that's going to pinch the bumper to the quarter panel. So you see here we just drop the screw. Okay, once that's done, you're all set. And we do have the replacement access panel area to deal with. So there are two holes in the bottom of the carbon fiber, like we first showed you. So we recommend you pop off the rubber plastic washer on the bottom of your stock access plate. And you just pull this off and push it through. And we're going to show you how to put it in place in the new carbon fiber diffuser. So you'll get the two washers apart and the little screw. You're going to put it right inside. So again, by turning it, it's locking itself inside. And as you can see here, I used a little rubber washer to make it nice and snug. So that's unloosened, that's loosened. So you can always remove it. You can't have access inside, but you can always remove the two screws and studs. So see here, we put a rubber washer around the stock one, push it through, and then turn it. So again, this is all just about keeping it nice and enclosed. Water's not going to get inside dirt. And again, you're putting the access plate on nice and snug.